going through the fight with Achievement First coming into Clark. And to be honest, I was a scared parent because, you know, there were people like Dave Durant and others who reached out to Lakeisha and the other parents of Clark. And it merged, well, it started with Clark Rising and then it merged into Hartford Rising. I was just so honored that we were able to not let Achievement First come into Clark. So I have to clap for that because I know everybody has their differences, but you know, magnet, charter, public, but that's my community school. My children go there, and I'm not letting that happen with having other schools come in.
One thing to be talking about education, but there's a lot of other things going on in the city that we also need to be aware of and we need to be focused on. And so that's how we sort of expanded.
They've gauged folks with a pretty simple survey asking these 5 basic questions and a couple of others to help us form this community bill of rights. Just based on the first 2,000 or 2,200 doors that we knocked on, we were able to collect 407 surveys with an average of 10 surveys a day.
So what we talked about today was about the 5 categories, which is jobs, healthcare, education, neighborhood safety. So what we try to do is get our thoughts all together, and we're talking about what our most basic concerning needs, which are like safety. And safety is the biggest issue because a lot of people are like nervous and scared about their surroundings. They're scared to come outside. They're scared to talk to each other because at the end of the day, they think it's going to be like a controversy or something's going to happen. So what we do is we're trying to implement it to enforce it so everybody can feel comfortable.
We've been going to the community, doing door knocking, and also embracing the everyday Joes that's standing on the corners, people that are never asked to interact with things of this nature. And the responses that we've been getting is people are happy that this is happening, that they can participate from the comfort of their home. No one is pointing a finger if they really point their values out. So I think this is a good initiative to get our neighborhoods back on track, and we want our neighborhoods back on track.
We're going to take a few questions to talk about the past, okay? So the first question would be, what was the most significant accomplishment of past community organizing efforts in Hartford?
I think this is continuing an important tradition in Hartford that never gets talked about, you know, very rarely gets recognized, and that's the kind of grassroots organizing, people standing up for the minimum wage raise, people standing up for decent wages to be able to support a family. These are the kinds of things, people standing up for decent schools. I think these are the things that are very important for the city now, and they were before, and we just continue to fight.
In Hartford, there has been a legacy of community organizing, especially in the north end of Hartford, you know, where Clark School is located. And so there are people that have always been dedicated to organizing, whether it was for political rights, members of the Puerto Rican community trying to break into the political system, whether it was African Americans trying to gain equal status and get employment in Hartford. Activism has always been a part of marginalized people in Hartford. And that is what this whole initiative today is building on. They're building on the legacy that a lot of people started in Hartford, including myself.
So looking at now, the question is, what is Hartford Rising's biggest advantage in creating positive change in the city?
I'm excited about it. All of the things that we're fighting for, I think every last one of them are worth it. I know we're dealing with education more so now because we know that without properly educating our kids and giving them the best opportunities, that we'll never have a healthy Hartford because they're our future. So I'm excited, and I'm excited to see what comes out of the breakout session.
Now we need to get to work. Today, for the next few hours or so, we are going to break out into 4 smaller groups to review the key points that have been developed from the canvas and talking to thousands of Hartford residents of what should be the core of the Community Bill of Rights for Hartford Rising.
If a person lives in an environment where there's litter everywhere, you know, it lends itself to the mentality that, oh, you know, I'm surrounded by garbage, you know, who cares what I do? So I think projects that would involve the community, that, you know, involve cleaning up vacant lots or doing something with empty space and making things attractive instills a sense of community pride.
I want to start by saying in every group, we got 4 groups, right? We got 4 group leaders here. In every group, careful notes were taken. I want to see that we got all the notes. Yes. Okay. We're going to take this back. We're going to process this document. It's going to be improved because of the ideas that you shared today, because of the values that you shared today. So thank you very much for that process. And you will see it. This will be a living document, right? You will continue to see this document, and it will evolve with us as our power evolves, as we come together.
For our group collectively, it was being able to sit as a group, meet one another, meet in some cases our neighbors for the first time, and talk about these issues as one.
I'm truly inspired by the energy and the passion in the room, and so what I need to feel from everybody right now is that same energy and passion. And so is everybody ready to declare their intention to fight for education? Yeah!
Well, I heard what was happening, and I heard that there was a real serious parent response to this attempt to take over a public school and turn it into a profit school. And the fact that people were getting up and fighting back and taking it very seriously was really exciting to me. The way I see it is this is people taking their destiny into their own hands, and I want to be a part of it. I want to support it.
So it's important that we use all our resources that we have to make it a better and healthy and safe environment for our children to get a great education that they deserve.
I think Hartford Rising is really great as building a sense of community, and that's part of empowering, is making people know that they do have a voice and that they can make a change, and therefore these boards are there for that purpose. And I think that it's really important for us to let people know that they do have a voice and they can make a change. And so Hartford Rising speaks to that to different issues of housing and accountability with the community and police departments and schools and education and healthcare. So I think that all kind of combines in the dignity of self-worth, and social workers are there to empower, but we also can take a role in educating as well.